We are watching this bald-headed demon and Will Smith, the real reason they failed. We are watching the real reason why Will and Jada have failed. And now their kids are suffering. Dang, that's crazy. That's deep. I feel like they're not suffering. They're just kind of going through it a little bit.
Will and Jada Pinkett Smith were long romanticized.
Bro, he's kissing that bald head. I feel like it's like one of them naked cats. You know what I'm talking about?
In Hollywood as the perfect couple. They proved that it's possible for two people to be incredibly successful A-list celebrities and raise a stable family who all love each other.
Debatable.
We now know that was all a lie. The Smith family was an image, carefully crafted to look like the perfect family, while it was an utter mess on the inside. And over the past few years, all of their deepest secrets have been revealed to the entire world. Once you hear the full story, your opinions of Will and Jada might change, because we are going to dive deep and look at every detail that built up to one of the most catastrophic, confusing, and preventable marriages of all time. Starting with the fact that Jada didn't want to be with Will in the first place. In 1994, Will Smith was married to his now ex-wife, Cherie Zampino. They also had a 2-year-old son named Trey, but Will was spending a lot of time with actress Jada Pinkett despite having a wife and baby at home. Jada auditioned for a role in season 5 of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which was arguably the most influential and popular 90s sitcom in history. The New York Times said The Fresh Prince had put rap into the mainstream. Every week, nearly 20 million viewers tuned in to see Smith and the Banks family, with a quarter of the national television audience watching at its peak. Jada auditioned to be Will's girlfriend, Lisa, and came close to booking the role but didn't because producers thought Jada looked too short when sharing the screen with Will. The role ultimately went to Nia Long, who is just 2 inches taller than Jada.
I like her, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I like her as an actress. I'm happy it went to her.
Tried to approach Jada to console her. She shrugged him off, but he says it was love at first sight. The two say Will did not have an affair, but Will was head over heels for another woman that wasn't his wife. We sat down at the baked potato and talked. There was a really unique, beautiful power. We had that moment, and we connected, but I was married. Funny enough, this wasn't the first time Will fell in love with someone that wasn't his wife. He admits in his memoir that he fell in love with his co-star, Stockard Channing, while filming 1993's 6 Degrees of Separation. Will's unfaithful tendencies are not that surprising considering he was a 6'2", 25-year-old movie star, television star, and rap star. But it was an early sign that maybe marriage wasn't for him. Will claims he never would have divorced his wife Cherie if she didn't initiate it first. We were at the Palm and I remember I had to get up from dinner when I had a realization that I wasn't with the person I was supposed to be with. Will rushed to the bathroom in the Palm and broke down in tears. His marriage eventually reached a breaking point and Cherie filed for divorce on Valentine's Day in 1995.
Dang.
Cherie filed for a divorce, rightfully. She called herself my placeholder wife. She said that she just had to be there to hold the position of wife in
Men ain't shit. Men ain't shit for real.
Will Smith's perfect life. The most important takeaway from this is Will's willingness to remain in a marriage that he was not emotionally invested in for the sake of maintaining his image to the world, something that would not change with Jada. Jada obviously was interested in Will, but her own morality tried to convince him to fight for his family and make things work. However, Will proceeded with the divorce and contacted Jada the moment he signed the divorce papers, saying, "I literally walked right out from signing the divorce papers and I called Jada. I said, 'Hey Jada, what's up? It's Will.' She said, 'Hey, how you doing?' I said, 'Good. Are you seeing anybody?' She said, 'No.' And I said, 'Cool. You're seeing me now.' Jada went along with it because her life was about to fall apart. Jada's mother, Adrienne, became pregnant in high school and gave birth to Jada at a very young age.
That's kind of gangster. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Wow, that's kind of cool, chat. The freak? What, bro? You don't like that, chat? Riz, I guess. What do you mean, bro? What do you mean you guess? That's gangster. Hell no, Kenji. What? Yo, imagine you was with a man, right? You signed some divorce papers, you walk out and you just call some other dude and just, "Hey, this coochie yours now." Beep, beep, beep. Like, what? That's gangster.
Up in Baltimore, Maryland, Jada witnessed her mother endure domestic from her father.
Ooh.
One night it got so bad that Adrienne temporarily fled from
Game
the
is
home.
game.
Her parents' marriage was short-lived and they divorced after several months. As a teenager struggling to raise a child, Adrienne dealt with a heroin addiction for most of Jada's childhood. I could tell when my mother was high. She couldn't make it on time to pick me up from school, or she's nodding off, falling asleep in the middle of something. Jada's environment and upbringing led to her encountering drugs, becoming a dealer at just 14 years old. She was living a double life, going to Baltimore School for the Arts during the day and dealing ceiling at night. Her mother eventually put her foot down and convinced Jada to clean up her act. Jada responded by graduating high school before enrolling at the North Carolina School of the Arts. She dropped out of college after 1 year to move to Los Angeles and pursue an acting career. Jada's talent and good looks landed minor roles in TV shows like 21 Jump Street and Doogie Howser MD, before producer Debbie Allen gave her a consistent role on A Different World, which blew her up. From there, she landed
like a fake ass, what's it called? What's that, Fresh Prince? No, that's not fake. A Different World. Hell no.
Consistent role on A Different World, which blew her up. From there, she landed a reoccurring role on The Cosby Show, but her role as Ronnie, the love interest in Menace to Society, made her culturally beloved since hip-hop fans loved that movie. Jada successfully made it out of the struggle, but she was still not happy.
My career is popping. I got money. I'm hot.
People are pursuing you.
I got every dude everywhere wanting, you know what I mean? Like, I can have anybody I want. Why am I not happy?
This is
probably because you're, never mind. I won't say nothing.
When Will came along, and she latched onto him hoping that he would make her happy again. At that time, Will hadn't finalized his divorce with Cherie, meaning he and Jada kept their relationship under wraps. We were both pretty famous.
Express yourself? No. I'm good.
And we felt like it just wouldn't have been a great look. They indulged in an unpredictable, secretive rendezvous that sounds like it was taken straight out of a movie. The couple traveled to exotic secret getaways, from Cabo to private Caribbean islands, Aspen, and secluded estates in Maui.
Crazy.
Capitalizing on his success on The Fresh Prince, they took advantage of private air travel and regularly used aliases to check into hotels. We fit together so naturally, and our energies combined exponentially in a way that felt like old friends more than new lovers. We had an unspoken language, and everything we focused on flourished. This romantic, adventurous fling would come to a screeching halt whenever the marriage conversation popped up. Jada didn't believe in a conventional marriage and despised a traditional ceremony.
That's some bullshit. Chat, you're just not the one. If we have any dudes in here, right now, and you got a girl talk about, like, hey, I'm thinking about getting married. Like, you want to get married? And she's like, no, I don't believe in marriage. That's some bullshit. I promise you, if you like, I don't know, Ben Affleck, who the fuck is he? Who's that? Is that Batman? If you like, I would say Will Smith, but we already know he not getting no bitches. Like Tom Cruise, you know what I mean? If you talking to Tom Cruise and he bring up marriage, you know you're gonna believe in that. Fuck that. Hell no.
She also had questions about the viability of monogamy as a framework for a successful long-term relationship. Despite the obvious warning sign of trying to settle down with a woman who does not want to, Will did not let that stop him. From an early point in their relationship, their suitability was questionable at best, but now Jada was pregnant, and Will's determination to get married overpowered Jada's personal beliefs. I never wanted to get married, Jada revealed, but my mother was like, you have to get married. She's so old school, and Will wanted a family. So I said, all right, maybe it's something I should do. Even Jada's grandmother called Will and cried her freaking eyes out. So then I had to have a wedding, and that was infuriating. According to Will, Jada held her ground as long as she could, but the wedding pressure, likely from family and friends, became too much. She was in her second trimester, she was tired and uncomfortable, and didn't want to argue, so she surrendered. And the couple married on New Year's Day in 1997 in a private ceremony in Baltimore, Maryland. However, everyone at the ceremony seemed ecstatic, besides the bride.
And I was so upset that I had to have a wedding. I was so pissed. I went crying down the freaking aisle.
Oh, getting married.
Cried the whole way.
And I was like,
why are you laughing about? Like, this is so sad. Chat, this is just disgusting. That's so sad. What the fuck? I would never be with a bitch that's even saying the stupid shit, to be honest. Like, I don't want to be married with you either, to be honest. I'll start lying for real. Like, he's over here laughing and shit. Fuck that. You are on public television and your wife is dragging you in front of millions. Fuck that. Hell no. He's coping. Yeah, for sure. He looks like a fucking... What's fucked up is Will Smith is such a good actor, bro. Probably one of the best. And he just ruined his whole career because he just looks like a dick.
Wow.
I was like,
And Will's like, hey.
She'll be all right, don't worry.
Jada referred to the ceremony as Grammy's wedding because Jada's grandmother was more excited than her. While the event itself was joyful and heartwarming, this would be the first of many compromises Jada would make over the years that painfully negated her own values. She had boarded the Will train, and there was no way off. But why was she so against the idea of marriage?
Bring up Tupac.
Just never really agreed with the construct.
Exactly.
I just don't agree with it. I never have, I still don't.
Yeah.
Till Death Do Us Part is real for me. It's just all of the rules and
It's
all
like
of the
you're supposed to do this
Right.
as a wife. You're
You
supposed
know,
to do this.
yeah,
As a husband, you're supposed to do this.
Instead of
Right.
really
Are you talking about gender roles? Bitch, you can still get married and not have gender roles. What the f are you talking about? This is so much bullshit. And again, if Tupac was alive and he was like, yo, let's get married, yeah, she's shutting the f up and she's getting married. Like, hell no. You know what I mean? What it is Will Smith is chasing someone that doesn't fucking want him. He's a dumbass. It's on Will Smith. He's the man. It's his fault, bro. He's stupid. You know what I mean? He's just chasing some little hoozy, some sloozy.
Exactly.
Right,
Right.
absolutely.
Because of this title, wife is a
The
very
defi-
difficult.
the accepted
accepted conventional definition of wife.
Right.
The paradigm.
In the
Yes.
paradigm, I'm not that.
Then Will goes on to say why he wanted a marriage so badly.
I don't know if I've ever said this. You know how I'm a scientist, so everything is science for me.
Yes.
I read something
Oh, God.
when we first got together that the most successful men in history have been married.
Right.
I knew.
Lies. Look at this
when
ugly
we
bitch.
first-
Right.
Look at Jada. Get your hating ass out of here, bitch. Damn. She bothers me. Her music's good though. I'll be lying if I said that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie on her music. She's very talented. So is her father. You know what I mean? Love his acting. Love her music. Well, not Jada. Fucking Willow. My fault, Willow. I like her music. But bitch, your father's talking. Ain't gonna make a fucking face like that on lot. Like, where is the respect? There's no respect in this motherfucking household. It's insane. It's actually irritating.
I knew that I would squander my life if I was running around.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way my mind works, I can only excel for a woman.
When the woman who does not believe in the basic fundamentals of a marriage gets coerced to marry a man who only wants a wife so he doesn't derail his perfect career, what could possibly go wrong? The couple welcomed their son, Jaden Christopher Sire Smith, on July 8th, 1998, and their daughter, Willow Camille Rain Smith, on October 31st,
Willow.
2000.
I can't believe I said
The perfect
Jada. I'm
couple
stupid.
now has the
I'm so
perfect
dumb.
family, a little boy and a little girl. Will continued to dominate Hollywood with hits like Men in Black and the Bad Boy series, as well as Ali and I, Robot. But Will's perfect family
So
needed the
good.
perfect home, a 256-acre mansion that Will desired but Jada despised. She expressed how it was too big, too expensive, and too much space, but Will's dreams couldn't be compromised, and he bought it anyway. Nothing good comes
Yeah,
from
what the fuck? Nah, hell no. What? Hell no. I want me a man. I'm Will Smith. You ain't gonna tell me that. What you want? You want a little 2-story townhouse, bitch? We getting a pool, a basketball court, a 17 fucking row, bitch. Don't play with me. I'm Will Smith.
from spending your hard-earned money on a family home that your wife doesn't want. You are putting a down payment on Discord, and for years you will be paying off a mortgage of misery, or worse. From the moment he stepped foot in Hollywood, Will made a deliberate effort to become the biggest movie star in the world, and he did achieve one of the most commercially successful runs in cinema history. Independence Day, Men in Black, Hancock, I Am Legend, Hitch, Shark Tale.
He went crazy, chat.
Pursuit of Happiness are just a few of the multiple $100 million franchises he starred in. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had truly transformed into the king of Hollywood, but his legacy extended beyond the silver screen. He ventured into producing films through his production company, Overbrook Entertainment, and continued to push the boundaries of his acting career. Will became widely regarded as a highly skilled and versatile actor. His acting abilities earned him critical acclaim, numerous awards and nominations, and a massive fan following all over the world.
Bro.
By the 2010s, Will had solidified his name as one of the greatest actors of his generation. Jada and Will were seen as a beacon of real love in this chaotic industry, yet Will's career outshined hers so much that she was starting to be known as just Will Smith's wife.
I feel like that's where the real discourse comes from. She was just a little sloozy. She, you know what I mean? She wasn't get the attention that she wanted. She didn't want to be Will Smith's wife, you know what I mean? So she acting out. She said, F that. You, Will Smith, I'm gonna ruin your legacy. I'm gonna make you look stupid, and you still gonna want this coochie.
Which is kind of what he wanted. Jada only appeared in low-budget films and Will's music videos until landing more substantial roles as Niobe in the Matrix series and Gloria in Madagascar.
Ooh.
To make the resentment even stronger, Jada's children were becoming superstars in their own right. Willow's music...
Chat really said, who was he in Shark Tales? Oh my chat, who said that? Mods, time him out.
Willow's music career started off on fire with Whip My
no.
Hair peaking at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100. 100. Jaden starred in 2 massive box office hits, The Pursuit of Happiness and The Karate Kid. In 2009, Barack Obama accepted his Nobel Peace Prize, which was presented by the Smiths, and the only interview he would do was with Will and Jada.
Externally, our family was winning, and there was a period mommy woke up and cried 45 days straight. I started keeping a diary.
Jesus.
You missed some days.
It was every morning. I think that's the worst I've ever felt in our marriage. I was failing miserably.
No, you weren't. You can't make a unhappy person happy. She is just an unhappy fucking parasite vampire, bro.
But on the outside, I was winning.
But all of the money, fame, and success came at the cost of deteriorating their relationship. In his memoir, Will detailed he and Jada's greatest argument that stemmed from a list of priorities each wrote independently, then shared with one another. In order of importance, Jada's priorities were the children, Will, herself, and extended family and friends. On the other hand, Will wrote himself, Jada, the children, and his career. Jada was devastated to read Will prioritize himself over Trey, Jaden, and Willow. He explained that if he doesn't take care of himself first, he couldn't provide for the rest of his family.
True. As a man, if you're a weak man, but he is a weak man, bro. A weak man can't provide for the family. You know what I mean? Very true.
But the damage was already done. Her heart was shattered. She didn't even wipe the tears. Jada stuck around in this marriage that she never wanted in the first place so long because of her kids and the pressure to maintain the image created around the Smiths.
Bro, those genes are so strong. Holy shit.
On one hand, I wanted a career. I'd worked so hard and yet there I was, strung out on having to make decisions based on that, and it was too difficult. Should I be a star? Should I be a mom? A wife? You can't be all three. Something has to give.
Did you ever feel like Jada was ungrateful?
Hell yeah.
Look at everything that I've done for you.
Yes. That was another thing.
You ungrateful.
But that was the other thing, because there were times I felt ungrateful. Because I was like, look at your life.
Yes.
How could you be so unhappy? I used to think I was crazy.
Right.
Even Will's children realized they were failing. Will recalled a moment where he was eating ice cream in the kitchen with his daughter and wife. Willow turned to Jada and said, "It's so sad. Daddy has a picture of a family in his mind, and it's not us." This unstable relationship could not last, and in 2011, they reached a tipping point. In August 2011, rumors began that Jada was having an affair with Mark Anthony, her co-star on Hawthorne. At the time, Anthony was the subject of many tabloids following his public separation from Jennifer Lopez. However, Jada's rep released a statement saying, all of the rumors regarding Mark Anthony and Jada are false, but the straw that finally broke the camel's back was during Jada's 40th birthday celebration. Will had started prepping for Jada's 40th 3 years earlier. He invited hundreds of guests, friends, family, other celebrities to a weekend-long celebration in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Mary J. Blige performed, and the guests were in awe of this beautiful celebration Will curated. But the 3-year-long surprise was a documentary Will made tracing Jada's family lineage back to slavery. Will resurfaced unseen pictures, found family members, and found a recording of her late beloved grandmother that she and her family had never heard before. These were very deep and personal messages from her grandmother that he broadcasted to hundreds of people at the party. The entire place is in tears.
Yeah, what the f is Will Smith doing, dude? He's just doing too much.
Her family, my family, everybody, all except
it's so
Jada.
weird.
She sat motionless, refusing to make eye contact with me. The video ends. Family and friends erupt in a standing ovation. That night, Jada demanded that they cancel the rest of the weekend. Will said no, and she finally erupted.
I'll cancel tomorrow. She was like, it's my birthday. Right? And she's told me that the party was the most ridiculous display of my ego. Crushed, right? And to this day, I know I was crushed because it was true. It wasn't a party for her. And when she called me on that, that's when I snapped. And
Years later, Will admits he wasn't doing this gesture for Jada, but at the time, he couldn't understand what he may have done wrong. When they returned to Los Angeles, they separated, and he said to Jada, "I retire from trying to make you happy. You are free. You need to go make yourself happy and prove to me that it's even possible. But I quit. You go do you, and I'ma go do me." They didn't file for divorce, and they didn't announce to the public that they were separated, which would cause confusion for years to come. According to Will, he and Jada didn't reunite romantically until November 2016, which would mean that they were technically separated from September 2011 to November 2016.
Damn, 5 years!
Will and actress Margot Robbie began working together on...
He fumbled so bad. Look how she looking at him. Oh my God. He fumbled so bad. This is the big chat. Document this right now. The biggest fumble ever, bro.
Set of the crime drama, Focus. Insiders claimed Will and Margot were getting close on set, even skipping the wrap party to hang out in Will's trailer. Star magazine added fuel to the fire, reporting a photo booth incident where Will appeared shirtless, and Margot lifted her shirt to reveal...
She's so fine. Oh my God, she's so fine. One chance. Just one chance. Oh my God, one chance for me to just go up and talk to her, and on God, I'm gonna walk past because I'm a bitch. I'm not talking to her. Hell no, she's too fine. Fuck you look like. Hell no, I'm good. I'm good. It's good though. It's fine. I talk to you in my dreams, girl. I got anxiety, bitch. Don't talk to me. She come up to me, I'm gonna run. She be like, hey, Kenji. Like, bro, it's over. What are we talking about here?
Lingerie. According to the source, Will appeared as if he was not married. The public assumed he and Margot were either having an affair or that he and Jada were in an open relationship. We now know that he and Jada were separated. And in 2013, Jada responded to the rumors, almost letting the cat out of the bag. He can do whatever he wants because at the end of the day, Will is his own man. This statement further confused the public, who took it as confirmation of an open relationship. Jada later rewrote her statement on Facebook saying, "Here's how I will change my statement. Will and I both can do whatever we want because we trust each other to do so. This does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one." Margot addressed the rumors on Twitter. "There's absolutely no truth to the ridiculous rumor in Star Mag. It's disappointing that goofing around on set could be taken so out of context.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it."
The relationship remained estranged behind the scenes, but in public, Will and Jada continued showing up to red carpet events and award shows together hand in hand. To make things even more confusing, she said this on Queen Latifah's show in 2014.
Jada would come into my trailer and tell me, girl, she was in love.
Yes. And still am.
And still are.
Yeah.
Followed up by an interview on Howard Stern a few months later where she said,
"Here's what's real. I'm not the kind of woman that believes that a man is not going to be attracted to other women. I'm just not that girl. It's just not realistic, right? And just because your man is attracted to another woman does not mean he doesn't love you.
Right.
He does, that's not what it means, and it doesn't mean he's gonna act on it.
By this point, Jada had said enough to make everyone believe that they were in an open relationship, which would get even more complicated when Jada got into her infamous entanglement with August Alsina. But before we jump into that, let me just clarify a few things.
Go ahead.
It's important to understand that Will says they separated in 2011 after Jada's 40th birthday disaster, but Jada says they separated in 2016. That's a huge difference, and we don't really know why they say two different things. Now in 2018, Jada and Will started sharing a lot of their life on social media. Will started posting vlogs on YouTube, and Jada started hosting a podcast/talk show on Facebook called Red Table Talk, alongside her mother and daughter. Jada gave her hundreds of thousands of viewers insight into her life and relationship, and it was around this time when people started to realize the Jada and Will love was mostly a facade. More specifically, in episodes 11 and 12, which featured Will, accumulated tens of millions of views. These episodes covered a lot of the information that you learned in this video. People were amazed at their open and honest communication, but they were talking about their relationship like they were divorced, and they were also not wearing wedding rings. They even say that they aren't married anymore. They claim they are life partners and have redefined the definition of
life partners. Is crazy. Life partners. Yo, chat, anyone want to be life partners?
Husband and wife to fit their unique union. June 21st, 2020 was another episode where Will and Jada sat down and did another extremely deep dive into their marriage. They laughed, cried, and seemed like the most normal version of themselves. And if you're confused, feeling, are they married, are they separated, are they divorced? That's literally how everyone else felt. But just 8 days after Will and Jada's beautiful one-on-one discussion, August Alsina shared news about his relationship with Jada that would shock the world.
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation. He gave me his blessing. And I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life. And I truly and really, really deeply loved and have a ton of love for her.
August admits that not only did he fall head over heels into deep love with Jada, but he even had a conversation with Will about it and received his approval.
Oh my God.
This led to people calling Will a CUCK, but others just looked at it as an open relationship. The discourse online about it made Jada and Will sit down on her Red Table Talk show 3 weeks after August broke the news, where they attempted to address all the rumors, but it just got worse. Jada sits down in front of Will and tells her all about her friendship with August. August was a 23-year-old up-and-coming R&B singer from New Orleans, creating straight-up baby-making bangers. He had been suffering from a severe autoimmune disease that attacked his liver.
Just imagine, you're Will Smith. You're the Will Smith, bro. Oh my goodness, ego is shattered.
The illness led to multiple incidents, including a collapse on stage in 2014, which ended up in a 3-day coma. In 2015, he battled a degenerative eye disease that nearly caused him to go blind.
Damn.
When he met the Smith family, through befriending Jaden, August was at a very low point in his life. Jada seemingly took her friend's son under her wing with the intention of helping him heal, but it progressed into a full-blown relationship.
Wow.
They also mentioned that August came into their life when Jada and Will were broken up.
I really felt like we could be over.
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada? I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
His son's friend is crazy.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with
Entanglement?
August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship.
Based on Will's tone and his demand for Jada to admit it was a relationship, it seemed like he was still upset even though this had happened more than 4 years ago.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah, like, the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
You're a dumbass, bro. You're stupid, honestly. You look so stupid right now. You look so dumb.
I would agree.
No, but it ain't for the weak at heart.
There seemed to be a little bit more pain in Will's voice. Will's obvious distress became a huge meme online because, again, nobody knew the long history of their complicated life partnership. All they thought was Will Smith's wife just got him on a podcast.
She's so mid, bro. She fumbled was it Margaret Robbie? Oh my God.
Tell him how much she loved another man. But there's a really interesting part of this interview that most people missed.
I'm gonna get you back first, and then...
You gonna get me back. I think you got me back. I think we're good on that, okay?
Okay, that's probably true.
Will jokingly said he is gonna get her back, but then immediately admits that he probably had this coming after all these years of Jada putting up with him. What he did not realize is that he would not stop being an embarrassment after this moment.
Dang.
It was only going to get worse. On March 27th, 2020.
Why did he do this? After everything, why would he do that?
Will and Jada attended the 2022 Oscars together. That night, Will was nominated for Best Actor for his portrayal of Richard Williams in the biographical sports drama King Richard. However, things took a strange turn after Chris Rock made a joke about Jada, who has spoken openly about having alopecia, a hair loss condition. Chris compared Jada to Lieutenant Jordan O'Neill, the star of G.I. Jane, notorious for her short buzz-cut hairstyle. Will initially laughed, but then made it clear he didn't appreciate the—
Look, he was so fine, and okay, this is what I think. You can say whatever, maybe I'm wrong, okay? This is my head canon, okay? This is my theory. I think he thought it was funny. He looked over and seen that his wife was mad, and he's like, I gotta stand up for my wife, you know what I mean? And then after he did that, Jada act like she's like, oh, that's fine, fine. No, I didn't tell him to do that, you know what I mean? I don't know, bro, that's headcanon for me.
Will initially laughed, but then
look at her rolling her eyes
and made it clear he didn't appreciate the joke as he stormed on stage and smacked Chris before telling him to keep my wife's name out of his mouth. From the silence of the audience and the look on Chris's face, it seems like the reaction was 100% unscripted. Despite this encounter, Chris didn't press charges, and Will won his first Oscar for Best Actor in a night of controversy. This slap ignited the highest overall engagements on Twitter in history, and basically nobody was on Will's side. They pointed out he was initially laughing, then changed his demeanor once he saw Jada was upset. They used the entanglement situation to justify that Will is just Jada's puppet that does whatever she says. However, even Jada was confused by what Will did and said because she is not his wife.
I had no idea that was none whatsoever. And I came as family. I actually didn't go to the Oscars as Will's wife. And I know for people that's weird. But what was going on behind the scenes, Will and I had been like, we weren't living as husband and wife since 2016. I was happy he asked me to go.
The slap was clearly pent-up anger from Will over the past 25 years.
Damn.
Jada never wanted marriage.
I'm gonna be honest, I watched Chris Rock's what's it called, stand-up after that, addressing it. It was so bad, chat. He's not funny. He's so far from funny. I genuinely don't understand how he's even like a comedian. That was so hard to watch. It was bad. I think the reason why it wasn't funny was because it actually bothered Chris Rock so much that he couldn't even get like his groove in, bro. You know, it was very bad. Like his jokes just weren't hitting. He was stuttering when he started talking about Will Smith. It was just so bad to watch, chat. Holy, he's not funny at all. Yeah, no, he was just making like stupid faces and then doing voices, bro. It's just, and then I said I'm a pickle. Ha ha. Like, bro, it was bad.
Will wanted it, and everything went his way for the first 15 years. He got her everything he thought she wanted. The house, the fame, the money, the kids. But Will still didn't feel like she loved him. But Will was not going to get divorced again, as he saw his first divorce as his life's biggest failure.
In my adult life.
Yeah.
Divorce was the ultimate failure for me.
Yeah.
I've been hurt a lot in my adult life, but I don't think anything touches the failure of getting divorced.
He became...
That I fail a bunch of tests. That sound great. Failure sound great to me, bitch. Split custody. I'm good. Have fun now. Like that, dude. You will not embarrass me as my wife, bro. You gonna as an ex, sure, okay. Oh, your ex was sucking in the back of a Wendy's. I'll be like, whatever, that's my ex. Now change that to wife. It's a whole different story. What? Hell no. Your wife's in the entanglement. Who?
Desperate to make this marriage work.
I'm good.
Even though Jada never wanted it.
He's
Then once the
stupid.
40th birthday situation didn't work, where he attempted to win back Jada's
Dummy.
love, he said, okay, I've tried everything and you still are not happy.
Dummy,
We're
stupid
done.
boy.
Go be happy. But once she did that with August, he didn't like that either. And it seems like since then, Will has just been coping with this life partnership confusing half-open marriage thing, as he goes on podcasts talking about how marriage is a spiritual journey, and writing in his memoir about how his ego destroyed them and Jada was just riding the Will train, which was fine until he got embarrassed in front of the whole world with the entanglement situation and reading everyone calling him a C-U-C-K. Maybe the slap was him trying to, yet again, win back her love, show Jada that he is her protector. No man is going to talk about my wife like that, only for her to say, wife? I'm not your wife since 2016.
Damn.
And I never wanted to marry you. But today, Jada just keeps dumping salt on Will's wounds.
Terrible.
She just released her memoir, Worthy, which spends a ton of time confessing a deep love and admiration for her late friend, Tupac Shakur.
Yo, it's time. It's time.
Jada and Tupac met in high school in the 10th grade, but also went to college at the Baltimore School for the Arts. Jada says they immediately connected on a deep level when he said to her, "You're a beautiful woman, you're talented, you're strong, and I respect you. And you are my girl. You're gonna sit right here and I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna make sure if nothing else you get what you need." At the time, Jada was still freshly removed from her traumatic childhood and rough neighborhood, while Tupac was still an innocent, bright-eyed kid who enjoyed studying, acting, poetry, and ballet. As time went on, their roles reversed, with Jada explaining how she was coming out of this life and he was going more into the life. By the early 90s, Tupac left the East Coast for the West Coast with aspirations of becoming a rapper. As his career was beginning to take off, so was Jada's. We were always trying to look for opportunities to work together. It was because of Pac that I got Menace to Society, and we were always looking out for each other like that. Now, Jada says her and Tupac were never romantically involved, but the way she talks about him makes
she love that man.
People think otherwise.
We definitely had this beautiful closeness that was really intimate, but never physically intimate. When you can sit with somebody and really feel like they see you, they understand you, they care about you, and they're gonna be there by you no matter what.
I wonder how in a different alternate reality, bro, in a Spider-Man fucking Miles Morales world, okay, in a whole different universe, I wonder what would happen if he was still alive. Would she marry Will Smith? Will she still marry Will Smith? Or will she marry Tupac? Or if she does marry Will Smith, will she cheat on him for Tupac? Or does she marry Tupac and then Will Smith smacks Chris Rock because he doesn't have Jada and then gets shot by Tupac? Oh my God, it would be so crazy.
That was Tupac.
But it's also important to recognize that Jada has been talking about Tupac for years.
That was a huge loss in my life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because he was one of those people that I expected to be here. And my upset is more anger.
I mean, it was beyond friendship for us, you know, as far as just, it's really difficult to explain because the type of relationship we had, You only get that once in a lifetime, so...
Oh, I'll kill... Yo, Chad, if I heard my wife say this about another man and cry, oh my God, it's up. Yo, Chad, oh God, I'm telling you right now, bro, if I heard my wife say that, motherfucker, hold on. I'm going like this. I'm turning into a chandelier, bro. It's over. Fuck that. All right.
A lot of people try to negate her relationship with Tupac, but it was real. And even people who were close to Pac say that he felt a strong love for her as well.
Jada Pinkett. Jada's my heart. You know what I mean? She will be my friend for my whole life. She can have my one heart, my liver, my lungs, my kidneys, my blood, marrow, all of that.
But if you compare the way she talks about Will versus Pac, it starts to seem like Tupac truly captured her heart and Will could never live up to those standards.
What made you fall in love with him?
I would say Will came at a time in my life where he saw a beauty in me that I didn't see in myself at the time. And, you know, he saw a diamond in the rough and he kind of picked me up and blew off all the dust and said, I'm telling you, I'm gonna make you shine, girl.
Well, you certainly did, looking at that rock.
Right, exactly. And I was going through a really rough time. And, you know, he created a space for, a safe space for me.
Nothing about Will's personality got her to fall in love with him. It was the stability he provided.
Of course, it's Will Smith, bro. Kind of dumb if you don't, you know what I mean? But again, if Tupac was there, it's up.
Even Will admits that he was resentful of Jada's love for Tupac.
Were you ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
God, that dude! And you know, and that was in the early days. She just loved him like he was the image of perfection.
Jeez.
But she was with the Fresh Prince, you know. So it was like I never could, like, even we were in a room together a couple times. I couldn't speak to him, you know, and you know he wasn't going to speak to me if I wasn't going to speak to him.
Really?
But
He also wrote in his memoir, I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world, and I suffered a raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. Even Will's daughter was aware of how much Tupac meant to Jada. In 2012, when Willow was 11 years old, she posted a picture of the letter she had previously written to Tupac. The letter read, Dear Tupac, I know you are alive someplace. I think my mommy really misses you. Can you please come back? Can you come back so mommy and me can be happy? I wish you were here. I really do.
Willow, why? Why is this posted on social media? What? Oh my God, this whole family is just cooked. They're so, if you see your daughter on Instagram posting to another man, talking about come back, make me and mommy happy. What? I'm a chandelier.
Love Willow. Many people consider Jada to be toxic, ungrateful, and unappreciative of Will Smith, who is perceived to be a great man, father, and husband. Some people say Will is a pathetic coward who constantly lets his partner publicly embarrass him. Will knew what he was getting into. He knew all about Tupac. He knew Jada didn't want marriage, yet he still pursued it. And she rode for him for more than a decade. Now today, I guess they're separated. I mean, I think. They've made it very clear that they are never going to file for divorce, but that doesn't mean that they're still together. Their newfound, confusing life partnership is, well, I don't even think they know what it is. One thing that is very apparent about these two is they use this relationship to prophesize themselves. Them opening up about their marriage is somehow seen as more brave and more complicated than any of us since they are rich and famous, which to some degree is true, since millions and millions of people indulge in their marriage. But all this does is, 1, make them more money, and 2, fill their egos to the brim thinking that they have some divine purpose to open up on behalf of all of the broken relationships